Hi and praise God. Welcome to another episode of Wellness with Shii here at BARAKA TV. My name is Wanjiru Jason. Our topic today is about you as a brand and self-awareness. These are some of the things that help you better know yourself and also know how to better place yourself in the marketplace by knowing your worth and value. This will help you negotiate better deals for yourself in the marketplace or even in your relationships. That is when you know the kind of worth you're bringing to the table, what value you're bringing to the table. It equips you to negotiate better for yourself in life. And it's good to be honest that life is all about negotiations. Your relationships, your friendships, when in the marketplace, it's all about negotiation. So when you know the value that you carry, the value that you have or you are, it helps you better negotiate for yourself, and you are able to draw from life and from your relationships a little bit more than when rather if you did not know what your value or worth is. You would then easily accept what people bring your way or what people give you, the scraps they give you. But if you know your worth, you know what you're bringing into a relationship or what you're bringing into even a business deal, you would say, no, I want 50% of these. Then you can negotiate and come to an agreement that satisfies both parties. So it's very key to know that in life, whether you know it or not, you're always negotiating. It's all about negotiations. Then also have this at the back of your mind. You know it or you don't know it, you're always selling something. You're selling yourself. Like you would look at me, someone would say, "Oh, nice earrings. Where did she get them from?" You would look at my hair and say, "Oh, that hairstyle. Oh, I would like that hair," and such. So whether it is intentional or not, you would see something that someone has, and maybe they are wearing it, and you would want to buy it. I know maybe some of you, like it has happened to me. Someone stopped me on the road and asked me, "Oh, where did you get those earrings? Where did you get your hair? Who is your hairdresser? Why did you buy that hair?" Or for girls, you ask such things. Or that dress is so nice. Would you recommend maybe where you bought it and such like things? So that is what I mean. Whether you know it or not, you are always selling something. And that's where you'd find a lot of multi-level marketing people who are in marketing that would tell you, because you're always selling something, then it's good to then put a price on some of the things, so that if someone loves, say my necklace, and I know I can quickly make a deal and just say, "Oh, I maybe go buy the necklace and sell them, and maybe put a little markup, and there you've done business." So a lot of marketing people would think that and sort of do that. So that just to show you that life, we are always selling something. So at times it's good to see how you can maybe benefit, and that is why we are talking about. I want us to talk about you as a brand. So how do you better package yourself? How do you better place yourself? How do you work on yourself as an individual, that you become a person that is worth something? And when we're talking about brands, or you as a brand, I would want us to think about people that are big in society, people who are household names. And you would find that they are used to do endorsements for products or in the political class, they will use them to endorse them when they want to vie for a particular seat. So you will see the person that has made themselves into a brand that is known by people. People want to be associated with them. I just want to show us how important it is to make yourself into a brand that is recognized, a brand that is valued, a brand that people want to be associated with. So you would look at a person, say a celebrity flies on a particular airline, or the airline would quickly want to use that in their marketing campaign, so to show that, in our airline is ABC person, this star flew with us, so that means our airline is good, our airline is efficient, and such like things. You'd find beauty products. So someone would see a celebrity using a particular beauty product, and the next day they've been bought off the shelf. So that is what I mean by by the importance of you making yourself into a brand. People would want to be associated with you. And as you make yourself into a brand, you can actually earn from yourself by the simple things, because people pay you to be with you, or pay you to be associated with their products. That is why it is important. You see footballers, actors, musicians, great musicians, all these things are happening. Companies would use them for the advertisement. So when you see them on TV, you want to use that product, because at the back of your mind, if person A is seen using that product, it means that product is good. So in a way, they've endorsed it. That is just a long way of trying to explain the importance of making yourself into a brand. You would discover that at the end of it, the investment that goes into you, in the making of you brand you, or yes, that's what I want is to use, brand you. The cost that goes into making the brand you, say the time you spend in yourself, in education, in grooming, in spiritual awareness and such like things. At the end of it all, the kind of knowledge and value that would be associated with you will pay in the long run. One, because of the things that I've explained earlier, people would want to be associated with you, getting you to endorse stuff. But again, even if that does not happen, the value that you bring to the table or to other people that get to engage with you, it is so enriching, because it means that if you interact with me and you've worked on yourself, you are a better person to be around. You cause there to be good vibes around you. You're able to handle situations and such like things. So the importance of when I'm talking about you getting to endorse stuff, I want us, even maybe for us who are Christians, to just look a little bit about us and the kingdom that we represent as ambassadors. So I would call us ambassadors of heaven. So therefore, if we are associated with this kingdom, it simply means then would be our lifestyles reflect the kingdom that we say we are associated with, or we say we belong to. So if then I'm an ambassador, it means my life continually looks like the place I'm associated with. So how I carry myself, ethics, how I carry myself in terms of the values that I uphold, you are able to see them. And even when talking about being a Christian, you would want to see it's a loving person, a caring person, a person that is not judgmental, a person that is that has room for everyone. And such like things. So when you're talking about you as a brand, it's good to also know what are you associating yourself with when you're making yourself into a brand, or when your name is mentioned at a particular place. What do you want people to think? What do you want people to associate you with? So it is very good to sit down and really think and really know what you want people to associate you with as we are talking about making you into a brand. I would quickly say a brand, not necessarily a celebrity, but I would point out someone like Mother Teresa. When you look at her, the kind of person that she was and how she influenced and affected lives, it was not from riches. It was not from a person that was up there. It was from the person that was there to help the poor. It was the person that was selfless, a person that gave to others to the very end. And that is also very good. It's not just about money. It's not just about influence in society in a big way. But she said something that was also that I found very intriguing. That all these things is about that one person whose life you help change. So even as you're making yourself into a brand, at times. Over and above thinking about the amount of money you can earn if you become into this big household name, it's also important to see the lives that you will change by interactions with them. And this will handle more when you're talking about self-awareness and the things that fall into place in the area of self-awareness, how you go about it, what is self-awareness, the stages of self-awareness, the types of self-awareness and such like things. So because I want us to combine the two, making you into a brand or brand you and self-awareness, because the two need to be married for you to become a brand that stands out. Okay, and for this we'll be using a marketing model, and but this I would want us to maybe picture a manufacturer. Before a manufacturer goes into the production of a product, so say the marketing team or the team that maybe the research team has gone and said we want product A, we want to make product A. So one, they will have to show the big guys, the guys with the money, the investors, why they want to produce that particular product. So one, it must be established that product, it will be solving a problem. Two, that product is needed and necessary. So it might be solving a problem, but maybe the numbers that it's bringing forth is not worth the level of investment that maybe that person is asking for. So it also means that the manufacturer then will require for an intensive research to establish the need of that product. Once they have done that, they will look at what solution the product is solving, what need the product is solving. They also want to establish who are the target consumer for that particular product. So that way they can also now answer where to place the product, where the product will be seen by the target consumer. Then again, they would go into packaging, they will go into promotion, they will go into the placing of the product and such like things. So we'll come into this pole. But I'm just taking us slowly, just showing you where we are heading, because I want us to use a marketing model to better understand the brand, because maybe having been a marketer, or rather because I'm still a marketer, when I say brand, it is easier for me to explain it from a marketing perspective, so we can better explain. So I'll be going back and forth and telling you stuff, and then saying using the marketing model. So back to making yourself into a brand. So it is possible to become better, a better version of you, but it starts one by doing a SWOT analysis. So where you better understand your strength, you get to know your weaknesses, you get to know the opportunities that are available to you, and you also get to know the threats. So when you do a SWOT analysis of yourself as an individual, where you're very critical, you're very open, you get to know your strengths, so you're able to capitalize on them. You get to know your weaknesses, so you're able to know, what do I need to learn to become better, or what do I need to do to avoid maybe displaying my weaknesses? How can I better maneuver around the areas that I'm weak? Because at times it can be an area that maybe there's nothing much you can do about it. It is just you. Something like that. And then now also being able to optimize on the opportunities that come your way. So when you do this, you look at the opportunities that come your way. So how do you better capitalize on them? How do you better make sure that you're benefiting fully from the opportunities that are coming your way, in the marketplace, in relationships, in family, and such. And then the other one is also to establish the things that are threats and how to maneuver around them, that you don't become a victim of such. So it's good to understand that all this is continuous work. So the making you into a brand and the journey of self-awareness is a continuous work. You never really get to a point where you've arrived. But every stage of life, you're learning something new, you're growing from that. How we say moving from glory to glory. Even in life is all about growing from one level to the next. So when you've attained a particular level in life, you'll find new challenges coming your way. So where you have to quickly relearn some of the things. So because at times what worked yesterday, today, even what you're calling a strength, your strength yesterday, today can be the reason that causes you not to move forward. So you need to re-strategize and to know how to move in a new phase of life. So also it's good to know that when you're making yourself into a brand, recognize that you will attract your kind. So it is important to know, one, the values that you hold, and the ethics and your boundaries. So you're able to know that when I'm brand A, this is what I stand for. So when people come your way with a different mindset, you're able to say no where it's needed, and you're able to also connect yourself with like-minded people, because you need people to advance in various stages of your life. So when you know the kind of brand you are, you've already established the people that you want to be associated with. You will then know when you're in particular conversations or environments, one, how to behave and how to draw more that causes you to benefit, to enrich your life, to move forward faster. Remember, I say that you're always selling something, whether you know it or not. So that is why I want to say it is important to know that when you're making yourself into a brand, and when you're making yourself into a brand, one, realize that whether you're saying something or not, you're selling something. So that means, and allow me to speak as a marketer. So the minute maybe at times you've done what we used to call code canvassing, where I've approached a person that I do not know, and I want to sell, say, a car. Before even they see the car, or maybe it's a service that I'm selling, they will see me. So my appearance will determine whether they buy from me, or whether they open up, or whether they shut me out. So generally, when you're making yourself into a brand, you need to realize that your appearance matter, how you appear, how people respond. No, not how people respond to you. How you approach people matters. How people receive you matters. Because then it will open up room for you to either sell what you're selling, or it will shut the door for you. So that means that you need, one, to work on your people skills. So as you're becoming a brand, you need to work on your people skills to ensure that you make people comfortable. Even when you're engaging with a stranger, you're able to make them comfortable, to relax, that you're able to do the next stage of your selling. So you find, so in marketers, you're told one thing you don't forget is your smile, and just that atmosphere of confidence. So self-confidence also matters. And one of the things that you'll discover is that when you know you're smart, when you know you're looking sharp, you're looking good, there's something that it just pumps your self-confidence. You can go to State House and speak to the president because you know you're looking good. So that is one of the things that needs to be very clear. When you're making yourself into a brand, how you appear matters, how you dress matters. And it's not about designer clothes. It's not about designer hair and lipstick and makeup and all that. It's all about maybe just simple good grooming. You've brushed your teeth, your breath is fresh. For men, you shaved your hair. You don't look all your hair is not all over the place. You just looking neat, that a person looking at you would want to stay near you, would want to be in the same room with you. You don't look fearful. So a person, you don't appear and people are like, what is this? So you want to be a person that you, by general appearance, you want to be something that is inviting. But even as we're saying that, it is also good to say, as you say it, you're always selling something, whether you know it or not. So when I'm talking about dressing, it's also good to dress modestly. Particularly if you're talking about making yourself into a brand, because when people see you, what do you want them to think? What are you selling? Because you can go somewhere and you're dressed okay, but the kind of attention that you seem to draw is not the attention that you wanted. So it's also good to just know the environment you're going into, so that you're able to dress appropriately in regards to that environment or that space. You can go to some places where people there want women dressed with long outfits and long sleeves and all that. Simply just do that if you want to get into that space or to break through that space. Also, it's very important. This is maybe talking to marketers. If you're going into a space and do a little research on the customer that you're going to meet, rather than the one that was called canvassing. That one you're just talking to a stranger. But talking about if I've targeted a particular client, So I need to do a little bit of research to know maybe what they like, so that when you appear in that space, you have something working to your advantage even before you open your mouth. So that way it will mean that before you speak, you've obtained some level of favor, so you're able to break through a little bit more easily. The other one is when you're making yourself into a brand. Remember, the Bible tells us, study to show yourself approved. Yeah, something like that. So that also means that when you're making yourself into a brand, study, know a little bit of general knowledge, a little bit here, a little bit of that, so that when you go into spaces, you're able to engage in intelligent conversations. So you just don't go there and you look like an empty head, rather than maybe what you had crammed about your product. There's nothing else you know. So know a little bit of politics, know a little bit of sports, current affairs, what is happening in country A, what is happening in country B. So when you get into a place, you're not boring. People can engage with you, and also having a sense of humor, so that you're not all uptight and a little joke and you're all frowning and throwing feet. So it's good to strike a balance. It's like, yes, have your boundaries, because again, you will go into spaces and maybe something can be said that would be offensive or offends the value that you hold. But even when that happens, it is important to know how to handle such situations. Because you will go into spaces where people don't hold your same values. But you find that is where your business is. So if you close that door ignorantly, you lose an opportunity that maybe would have made you millions. So it is good to know how to work with different people while holding your values and not compromising your values, but getting them to a point where you can get into a consensus, and there you get your deals. Like I said, life is all about negotiation, so it is very good to know how to better negotiate. And some of these tips I'm throwing in there are all things that we get to use, a lot of us, knowingly or unknowingly. And for some people that are serious marketers, these are things that they work on every single day, that they're able to make deals worth millions. So you can do it in your simple business, in your business, when you're walking on the road. You can become that person that people, even strangers, just approach you to talk to you about different stuff. You become approachable and nice. So as we go on in the making of a brand or brand you, remember we're using, like I said, I'm a marketer, so I'm always going back to my marketing model. And we were talking about the manufacturer, when they've done the research about a particular product, they've established the product is solving a particular problem. So they've made it into, then the things that go in there in the production stage, promotion, the placing of the product, the physical placing of the product once it's been manufactured, in the supermarkets, in convenience stores, where the manufacturer will decide that's where when they've established, that's where the consumer will be. So when you're talking about the product and what it solves, now tying it to you as a brand, it simply means you need to know what problem, what need you are placed here on earth to solve. What's your purpose? So, because when you're not able to establish your purpose, why are you here on earth? You will just live your life haphazardly. You're just existing. You're just living day by day. There's nothing you're solving. People who don't have, who are not purpose driven, they lived, they ate, they died. But a person that recognizes, or rather gets to know their purpose in life, they live worthwhile lives. They live lives that are more fulfilling. And so that is why I want us to establish, when you're making yourself into a brand, the first thing that you must answer is what's your purpose? So what need are you solving? What problem were you placed on earth to solve? So that when people see Eva, what problem am I solving? What's my purpose in life? Like for me, being a worshiper or leading worship, I know it. It is the reason that I was placed on earth. Because it's one of the things that I do without stress. It's one of the things that I do with slightly more ease than any other thing that I do. So once you establish that, then you're able to work on that gift or work on that talent, so that it can be a blessing to more people, and it also so that it can be a blessing to you as well. So when you're talking about you being the product, so before in the stages of making you into becoming a brand, so you would want to know, are you a luxury product or are you a necessity? Because those are two very different things. So, and it's very easy looking at products in the marketplace. So they are products that in your house you cannot live without. You need cooking oil, you need cleaning detergents. So those are salt, simple things that are necessities in the house. You can't live without, you can do without them. And then there are other things that are luxury. So if when allow me to say, maybe for some people now TVs are necessities, but anyway, so TV is a luxury. It's something that you can live without, you can manage to live without. But food is a necessity, shelter is a necessity. So it is good to establish, when you're making yourself into a brand, are you a brand that is a necessity in people's lives, or are you a luxury? So that way you can know what to work on, how to place yourself and where to place yourself, and such like things. So the other thing that, as we're looking about, still the way I'm going back and forth to the manufacturer, the other thing, when they've done the product, when you've talked about where you're placing yourself, you will look about the packaging, you will look about promotion. So when you're talking about packaging and promotion, these two are very important. Back to where I was saying about how you're dressed, your appearance, all those say a lot of things. The same way, which it says a lot about a product. So you will find that a product, when the manufacturer has established who is the target consumer and where they will place it, they will definitely think about packaging and promotion. Because one, packaging it is what the consumer will see. It's what the consumer will see before they touch the product. Again, it will also protect the product. The packaging will protect the product before it reaches the hands of the consumer. So it means if it's a product that is coming from very far, the packaging has to be stronger so that it is able to protect the product. You will see like if the item is fragile, it will be put in a box. They will put in layers of different stuff so that the product, even if it's moving and it's shaking, it does not break. Then if it's a product that maybe does not break, it's not fragile, it may just be packaged with with less expensive stuff. So that is the thing also to establish about you. So if you want people to hold you with value, with high esteem, so it means how you package yourself matters a lot, so that people know how to handle you. You let people know how you want to be treated, how you want to be handled, so that people don't mishandle you. And this is all about how you package yourself. So because people respond to what they see. So if I come into a space and I allow people to treat me anyhowly, one, by how I've packaged myself, how I'm speaking, how I don't want to say, maybe I want to say, I don't really want to say how I'm dressed, or again, maybe because like we said, people will treat you by that first perception of you. So you'll be dressed in a particular way, whether we like it or not, people will respond to you in a certain way. So allow me to use that as an example when you're talking about packaging. So how I want people to treat me, you'll find that there are places that if you appear well-groomed, that will hold you, oh yes sir, yes madam. So the same place you go, and let's say I remove my makeup, I go with my cornrows and slippers and a t-shirt, they will look, what is this person doing here now? And I'm still the same person, maybe having the same capacity to purchase whatever service that they are offering, or even if it's a meal, I'm still able to pay for that meal. But how I've changed my appearance they will take me differently. And that is just how humans behave. We may want to say, why do you look down on people because they're dressed in a certain way? But it is sort of how our brain is wired to respond to. We are wired to respond in a particular way, whether we like it or not.